Everybody, welcome back. And let's talk about the JetBlue Business Card because it's been a little while since I got the card. I wanted to do a quick update on it because the card is seriously underrated. And, if you're looking for an airline card to give you some intangibles that maybe aren't necessarily like lounge access or anything like that, but an airline card that will check a lot of boxes and do so without hitting your 524 status, the JetBlue Business Card should be one you look at. Why? Well, let's go through it. I'm halfway through the welcome offer right now. So the welcome offer I'm working is $4,000 in spend in 90 days to get 50,000 points. I can get an extra 10,000 points if I add an employee card and they make a purchase. Classic Barclays two-step. Not sure if I'm going to do the second half. I might. I'm still up in the air. I'll probably make that decision in the next 15, 20 days. But it's free 10,000 points, so I should just bite the bullet and do it. But anyway, halfway through the welcome offer at this point, and I've still got about 50 days left to hit it, so we should be able to do that. Took my first flights on JetBlue with the card as a card holder. I've taken JetBlue before. I've liked the experience. I like the largest amount of legroom in economy, as they claim. I've always been comfortable on JetBlue flights. So we did a quick flight from JFK to DTW, and flight went off with no problem. When I booked the tickets, I booked in economy. A couple days before the flight, we decided to change from the basic economy seat to the even more space seat. Did that. Now, just be prepared. It's a little bit extra at the time of booking. It's about $42 more when you book. And when you book the day before or the day of the flight, it's a $70 charge. So just keep that in mind. If you're thinking about even more space, just make sure you get it out of the way before the day before your flight. Otherwise, you're going to pay more. Or if you're looking at hitting the welcome offer, spend that little bit extra to get those points as part of the welcome offer. So first flight, I paid the $70. Second flight, I made sure to pay this $42. Either way, we were in even more space. Everything went off without a hitch. And then let's talk about the other big feature of the business card. That is Group A boarding. Boarding, they'll call for Mint and priority boarding and Mosaic members. Those with Mosaic status getting on the plane first. Nobody on either flight hit those qualifications. So on both flights, my party was pretty much the first people on the plane. We got to our seats. We got nice and relaxed. We were able to put our stuff in the overhead bin. We were able to get buckled and take care of everything while the plane is still loading. Great ability. And that's just for holding the business card and getting that Group A boarding. I cannot emphasize enough how nice it is to just be on the plane first, be in your seat, be ready while everyone else is getting on, without having super serious Mosaic 4 status, right? If you have Mosaic, you're going to get on the plane first as well. But, not being Mosaic and still being that first person on the plane, gotta tell you, was a really nice feeling. So that is a very much overlooked portion of things that you really should, if that's something that is important to you, definitely give the JetBlue Business Card a look for that. So everything else I've done with the card to kind of see the experiences of it at the time of booking. When I booked these flights, I booked them 2 separate one-way flights. One was booked with cash to help with the welcome offer. When I booked with cash, I thought that all 3 members of my itinerary would count toward the $100 per tile for spending. Now, they don't have true blue numbers, and I think that might have affected things. So I'm going to have to science this in the future with another JetBlue flight just to see if that $100 works based off of the person on the itinerary having true blue, or if it is only the cardholder ticket that gets the tile. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments down below. I think the same is true for the JetBlue Plus card. So if that's the case, just let me know. I'm curious. I thought it was everyone on the itinerary. I was wrong. So I just want to see racking up those tiles with that ticket spend as opposed to the $1,000 per tile for a credit card spend. But either way, picked up a tile on that. I've picked up a couple tiles on spending, so we're good there. Now, the other thing that the card unlocks is the ability to redeem 10% of your points back when you do a point booking. Second half of the leg, I did a points booking for everyone on my itinerary, transferred the points over from Chase 1-to-1, booked the flight, nice and easy, and the point redemption or the 10% back, instantaneous, no problem whatsoever, nice and easy. So that was awesome. So saved 10% of my points, point booking, got on the plane first. When I was doing the itinerary, it showed my check bags, were automatically included. I was good to go there. So what I could do if I'm not bringing a carry-on and I just want to check a bag would be looks like I can book the very basic Blue booking. I'd lose some miles earning, so I'm not necessarily going to do that. But I could book at Blue, have it free check bag, and then just have my personal item, which I just carried a backpack, so that would be a personal item, but I checked a bag, so we're good to go there. So free check bags, as long as the card's on your account, you're set there. If I wanted to add travel protections, I'm pretty sure I could have finished the booking, paid like the taxes and fees and everything on my Chase Sapphire Reserve. But again, working a welcome offers are always more valuable than your category spend if you're working one. So threw everything on the JetBlue card, was good to go there. Would I really be worried about travel insurances and stuff like that? I don't want to think about it now. Before the fact, I did give it some consideration, but just went ahead with booking on the JetBlue card just because welcome offer. And you get 6 times points on JetBlue with JetBlue spend than you do with, say, the Sapphire Reserve or some other travel-focused card. So flights were great. On board, I made a purchase on the first flight. When I looked at my spending on the card a couple days later, it was immediately refunded 50% back to the card. So that works flawlessly. Just overall, experiences with the card so far have been great. Experience on JetBlue has been great. On JetBlue itself, because it's been a while since I flew them, check-in process at JFK wasn't super difficult. It was I wanted a little bit more structure in the bag check area. Like after you print your tags and you put your tags on, you go over. It's sort of managed chaos, but I would have liked clear lines to the folks checking the bags and getting the bags ready to be onboarded to your flight. Beyond that, everything else was awesome. When you purchase, one thing you can do on JetBlue is purchase priority security, where you are using a different lane than general security. You all end up going to the same place at the end, but the priority security at JFK was right next to the TSA. It was a much shorter line than right next to the TSA pre-check folks. So pre-check folks just breeze on through. Priority security, you still had to follow the same security things. So I don't have global entry at the moment. I don't have pre-check at the moment. I'm going to work on that. So we still had to take off our shoes. We still had to go through those security devices. No big deal, but we were able to get to the machines quicker by getting that advanced security. Nice feature that JetBlue offers at a number of airports. On the way back at Detroit, they did not have that capability. No big deal. The line moved relatively quickly, so that worked out well. And the other thing with JetBlue, I'm thinking about since their failed merger with Spirit fell apart, since their merger with Spirit fell apart due to a judgment and kind of like a question of like, what does JetBlue do now? One thing I think they could do is keep Mint, right, as a business and first class experience, but get rid of basic economy, get rid of Blue basic, get rid of all of that, and make all of the seats on the plane after Mint, or if it's a non-Mint flight, make all of the seats even more space. You'll lose about 2 rows, up to about 2 rows. So on a number 190, which we flew, you're losing 4 seats. If you raise the average ticket price by about $30 across the board and everyone did even more space, I think that would work out really well, especially on flights on like an Embraer or the smaller commuter style jets. I think they only fly the Embraer 190 for that particular flight, but if you did it on an Airbus 220, you'd have Mint seats and then the rest of the plane even more space. That would be awesome. You'd have to bump up your ticket prices by about, I'd say on average, maybe $30, but you're going to make more money and you're going to be the talk of the town because it's not business class for the entire flight, but it's not standard economy or main cabin that a lot of other planes do. Just an idea. I know the biggest thing is going to be expanding JetBlue's network as like quickly as they can, and I don't know how they're going to do it, but one thing I'd love to see them do is make every seat on the plane even more space aside from their Mint product. Upcharge the hell from Mint out of Mint and make everything else even more space. Just a thought. But that's just been my experience so far with the JetBlue Business Card after my first couple of flights on JetBlue as a card holder. Again, I've flown them in the past. No major issues before. Really enjoy the product. Yeah, you have to pay for everything, but on the sort of lower, like ultra low fare airlines, you know, if you're paying for everything anyway, may as well be able to sit there comfortably and have a non-cattle call type boarding process. Anyway, those are just my thoughts. If you like what I do, hit the subscribe button, follow along, and hit the like if you like this video. Comment down below your thoughts on JetBlue if you have any, and if you are a JetBlue flyer, what you would think of making every seat even more space aside from those seats that are mint. Anyway, for more, talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching as always. Bye for now.